Gemini, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for mid-December 2023. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for the lovely Gemini collective. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My gods, talk to me about the Geminis in mid-December. It's almost the most wonderful time of year, right? Kyle Claus coming to town. Beard ornaments are coming out soon. But yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. And at the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean in on, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Gemini in mid-December, please, my gods. What's happening for my friends here? Okay, yeah, the deck is being a little more specific than it normally is for you. Okay, yeah, I'll take it. So there's something about aesthetics here. Okay, and I've been seeing this sprinkled out throughout most of the zodiac recently. Okay, and this card came out very strongly for you right now. Okay, like tumbled out of my hand. And this card could be very good for self-confidence and appearances and aesthetics. It's really nice for that. But at the same time, there could be a little ego to that. So whether it's you or somebody else, before we fully get into it, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the December subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. Also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk about this card. So we see this lovely lady. She's sitting on a couch in that big blue dress, big poofy wig, and she is looking in a mirror. Notice there's mirrors all over this room. So this is one of my big cards of appearances. So for some Geminis, maybe you're feeling good about yourself, right? Maybe your self-confidence is through the roof. That's a good thing. That's a beautiful thing. Some of you could be changing something about your look or your aesthetic. Maybe it's something to do with your clothing or your hair. Just something aesthetic is showing up here. And this reminds me of the Queen of Wands in some sort of way. There's like a beautiful confidence and sexiness to this card. But at the same time, all these mirrors could be a little too much. So this represents somebody that's a little egotistical. So Spirit could be highlighting somebody in your life that has a little ego on them, right? They care too much about appearances, too self-absorbed. So just like with everything in life, it's all about balance. There's nothing wrong with confidence, but you know, certain people, when they're too egotistical, it's a little much, right? So let's just put that down right there. Let's get into the full reading itself. And I always say with that first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote for us. Let's get you 3 cards in the upright. Then we'll get into the intuitive juiciness here. So let's shuffle it up one time. See what we got for Gemini, please. And while we do, let's talk about last week's reading. You did have a little extra astrology segment, which I hope you enjoyed. Let me know if you think I should get more guest appearances going here. But as with recent weeks, there has been a volatile energy around the Gemini collective. Last week's reading was titled An Explosive Ending. The week before that was a serious warning. So there's been so much like fire, air, unpredictability, things moving out of your life. So I'm hoping you haven't been going through too much, Gemini. But let's see what we have for you this week, right? It's always a blank slate. You know, as you know, energy's very fluid. It's never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or someone you're linked to. Let's hope we get some nice optimistic cards here for the lovely Geminis, my guides. Let's get these 3 cards out. And we'll go with the flow either way. Ooh, Ace of Cups. Okay, so maybe we are getting a little bit of change, because we had 10 of Swords last week. Now we're starting with an Ace, which is very, very nice. Okay, let's keep it moving. Let's not get too overly ambitious or excited just yet. But that's a good sign. Okay, 6 Cups. Okay, lots of cup energy, and I've been picking that up with a lot of signs so far this week. There's an overabundance of cup energy, which could be rough sometimes, but I'm not feeling that just yet. Something about a soul tie, taking walks down memory lane. These are things that always happen around this time of year, right? 6 of Cups is all about memories. And as I said earlier, 'tis the season. All right, all water energy here. We have the Chariot on the back end. Very, very interesting mixture of energy we have going on this week, Gemini. So let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, then we'll get into the juicy intuitive stuff. So at first look, first glance, I'm looking down here. As I already mentioned, water, water, water. So water, water everywhere, right? And in divination and tarot, that's a very emotional type of energy. It's how you feel about things. It's how you experience emotions and feelings. So For a lot of you, there could be a lot of inner intensity, emotional intensity, as opposed to cerebral. So I do kind of like this little switch in energy that we have. It's like softening up from recent weeks, whereas recent weeks it was a lot of fire and brimstone. Now there's some caring, hopefully serene water. So let's go through one by one. We're looking okay so far. Let's start here in the beginning. Ace of Cups. Beautiful. So the first card of the suit, as with all aces, they can represent opportunities, they can represent offers. And I've been seeing that throughout the zodiac in recent weeks. Like, it's been heightened throughout the zodiac, where a lot of people are receiving lots of different offers, whether they're emotional offers, monetary offers. You might, like, it might be Gemini's turn this week, depending on what shows up throughout the rest of the reading. Love the Ace of Cups. Now, simply in my style, the clarifier could tell us what your emotional state might be, right? Maybe your emotions will be a little haywire. Maybe they'll be good and solid. It all depends. Ace of Cups could represent love, deep emotional connection and love. And we kind of see that here as we move to the center as well. So there is a strong emotional bond and tie showing up in this week's reading. But as with all aces, offers and opportunities, if you don't take it, it can wither on the vine. So we'll have to explore that a little further as we move through. Okay, now moving to the center, we got the Six of Cups. This card has some nuance to it. You see those two kids sharing the cup. Now this could be a whole host of different things. One, it could represent a soul tie or a soul connection, whether friends, romantic, or otherwise. Someone that, like, your energy just works very, very well with. This is my big card of history. Okay, taking walks down memory lane. So whether this is a person that you're connected with through a very long, deep history, whether this is you, once again, reminiscing, taking those trips down memory lane, whether good, bad, or indifferent, this card does represent that. It's sharing, it's caring. So this is very good. These first two cards are really nice emotionally. So we'll just have to see how this one plays out. But as with all cards, there's positives and there's challenges. Whereas this one could be a little emotional instability. The Six of Cups could sometimes represent tough memories or a rough history with somebody. The clarifiers will really tell us the deal. Okay, we could just be looking at somebody that you're connected to deeply, or somebody from your past. That could easily be it. Okay, we don't have to make everything overly complicated here. Now, moving to the back end, we have the Chariot, another card that has some complexity to it. Now, this does represent the zodiac sign of Cancer, so the Cancerians. I know that's very close to you in the zodiacal wheel. If you're not connected to Cancer, this is the fastest moving card in the whole entire deck, in my opinion, and a lot of people share that belief. So we could think of distance, we could think of travel, we could think of vehicles and transportation. So you might want to check your car, make sure everything's running properly when this card shows up. You might just be gearing up for a trip. But when I see the Chariot, if it's not a person, I think of like fast movement in action, just coming in like a rocket, shooting towards something. So whether it's coming or going, or it's energy you're putting out or energy coming towards you, there is some sort of action here with the Chariot. There's one little side note that I always add to the Chariot that a lot of people don't really often think about, is I say, you know, when it comes to chariots, it's always important to remember that they were originally created as an instrument of war. So there could be a little conflict when a chariot comes up. So keep that in mind. Hopefully there's no conflict going on here. It's also determined, right? Like, it's hard to stop the Chariot energy once it gets moving. So we're going to put that down right there. I want to dive deeper on all this stuff, Gemini. Let's jump in and clarify. All right, let's get a good shuffle here for the lovely Geminis. We got an interesting reading on our hands this week, my friends. What do we got for the Geminis? And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that Ace of Cups here. Could be something good moving forward, my friends. Oh, and yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages that you want to give to Gemini, you could drop it right down in the comments. I don't mind whatsoever. All right, Ace of Cups time. What's happening? All this water energy, this high intensity emotion all over the place. Where's that Ace of Cups in the mix for my friends? Thank you. Beautiful. Yeah, big offer coming in. Big offer. Notice both of these people are sharing cups surrounding this Ace of Cups. You have the Two of Cups in the upright under the Ace of Cups. Beautiful. So there's more emotional depth. There's more cards of soul ties and soulmates all over here. For a lot of Geminis in this time, now would be a great time for forming or repairing emotional connections with people. I could tell you that straight up. But once again, I just have to give you the picture. It looks like a storyboard here. Note we have the Ace of Cups here. These people are sharing that cup. These people are sharing those cups. It's like a lot of offers going back and forth. So for a lot of the Geminis in this time, whether they're emotional, and I'm leaning towards emotional here, but it could be other things as well. It could be like business. It could be work-related things. For a lot of you, there could be big offers coming in for a lot of you, and it's all over the place. It's like speckled in heavily on the front end of this reading. So if that's something you're looking for, whether it's somebody sharing their emotions or offering something to you emotionally, or in other ways, I would claim this energy because it's really all over the damn place. There is a lot of care here, right? Like, yes, of course, we could use the words like love and stuff like that, and it could be romantic, it could be otherwise, but there is obviously some strong emotional connection and strong care showing up in this week's reading, which can be a very good thing. If you've been going through tough things recently, like I've been seeing in recent weeks, this is the type of energy we want to see because it's healing, it's repairing. It's like, okay, everything's going to be okay. So once again, I know I just went off on a bit of a tangent there. I see for a lot of Geminis, various big offers coming in. It's all over the place. So take from that what you will. Let's keep moving forward. Let's keep moving forward. I like it. I'm liking what I'm feeling so far because it's kind of like we've turned an energetic corner here. So let's see why that Six of Cups is in the mix. Really want to get over to the Chariot as well, see what that action could be about. But let's see why that Six of Cups is here for the Geminis, please. Okay, wow. All right. Wish fulfillment, star card energy. A lot of you could receive assistance and help if that's something you're looking for. There could be a certain situation or a connection. There's just long-lasting implications all over the place here because we have a card of the past, we have the card of the distant future as well. So some of you might be very hopeful that a person could return into your life at some point, okay? Now, I always say these readings aren't meant to just be romantic. They can be, of course, and I am picking up some undertones here, but you could be very hopeful that, all right, that person will be back eventually. One way or another, that person will come into my life when it's meant to be. Now, if we're not just looking at that, this could just represent an Aquarius that you're connected to with the star. This is a wish fulfillment card. It's happy, it's hopeful in the future. So this is just good energy all over the place here, Gemini. Aside from the offers that we're picking up here as well, this could even be how someone looks at you. Right? When we see the wish fulfillment star, when we see the Six of Cups, this is someone where like they may view you as their happiness. Absolutely. And I'm not just telling you that. If you look up these cards, I think you'll get a drift of what I'm picking up and what I feel here. And it feels good, much softer and much more healing than the energy we've been seeing in recent weeks. So we're looking and feeling very, very good here. Okay. For another portion of you, aside from the messages I was just given, remember, we're looking at the whole time scale. We're looking at the past, we're looking into the future. So for a lot of Geminis in this time, that might be certain things you're doing, right? Looking at your past, what would I do different? Looking into the future, where do I want to go? These are very important things because we're picking up a big spectrum of time here. There's a lot of time covered. There's a lot of history. So let's move over to the Chariot. Then we'll do a quick little recap before we get into the shadow card. Loving what I'm feeling here, okay? Even if you're not going through relationship things or whatever, these are still silky, smooth, easy-flowing, easy-going energies that I would claim if I were you. So let's see why the Chariot is in the mix. There's just a lot of optimism or hope to be optimistic because there's just so much depth. It's like this energy, it's all intermingled, intertwined. It feels really good. So let's go in on the Chariot. There's the Chariot in the mix, thank you. Yeah, Judgment. And you'll know when it's go time. This is somebody about to make a big move, for sure. Judgment underneath the Chariot, this is one of the most powerful action-based alignments you could get in the whole entire tarot deck. This is almost as strong, maybe even stronger than the Tower when we have the Chariot and Judgment. Angelic energy, and both of these are about action and change. I would say this, if there is somebody like planning to make a move of some kind or planning some sort of big action or big reveal, it's going to happen. Now, for another portion of you, if there's something you're lining up or something you're waiting on, you'll know when the time is right. That'll hit for whoever it needs to hit for. You'll know when it's go time. You'll know when it's time to take action, take a leap, pounce on something. It'll be very clear to you. It's like the universe will align here. So we have a beautiful mixture of energy. There's the angelic energies as well. So that's what I feel deep down in my bones here with the Chariot and the Judgment card in the upright. Now, for some of you, yes, these two cards on the back end could represent decisions, like half of the spread, like with the Chariot, with Judgment, with the Two of Cups. These are all cards that could represent decisions, crossroads, make or break time. But the way the energy is flowing to me, I think you're going on the right track, or you're moving in the right direction, and you will know when it's time. You will know when something is ready. You will know when it's time to make a big move or a big action, okay? If that's not your energy, there is somebody preparing to make a big move here. Whether they're coming back into your life or they're heading back out of it, that's up for you to discern. But when I see all this energy linked together, it's just very, very clear to me with how everything is lining up here. So let's go through and do a quick recap, Gemini. Lovely energy, way different than recent weeks. So let's go through this before we get into the shadow card. If you kindly look in the box, position number 1, we have the Ace of Cups with the Two of Cups in the upright. Notice we have the Six of Cups right next to it. So I did say I'm feeling offers on offers on offers, whether they're emotional offers, love offers, business offers, whatever it might be. All these energies are like intertwined, and I feel various ones coming your way. So if that's something you want or something you're looking for, claim this energy, because you could be getting offers from various different directions, which is really good. Moving to the center, we have the Six of Cups with the Star in the upright. There's a timeline here. There's a big past, and there's also a possibility of a future. You may be very hopeful about a person, whether they're coming back in or whether they're in your life right now. It's like you could see a future there, or that could be how someone looks at you. There's a wish fulfillment aspect linked to this connection, and it's beautiful and it's hopeful, and I really like it. Moving to the back end, we have the Chariot with Judgment in the upright. Go time. Like, you will know when it's time to make a move, or somebody's planning some sort of big action or move towards you. So I'm loving what I'm feeling here, Gemini. Overall, this is very positive. We also do have choices and decisions. So I feel like if you are put to a choice, or if you are at a crossroads, you're going to make the right move. So please take a screenshot. Let's get you into the shadow card real quick here, my friends. Guides, talk to me. What do we have in the shadows for Gemini? And you know, I always like to end off every reading with a shadow card, just to see what's up, whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. It's a nice little piece to add. It doesn't always have to be a challenge, right? So what's in the shadows for Gemini? Oh, and yes, if you've made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it down in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel. Obviously, there's no pressure. There's multiple tiers. Just added a all signs reading in there for the wands tier and up. So feel free to check it out. But let's get it going here. What do we got in the shadows for Gemini? Okay, all right, now this deck is being a little specific here. Normally when I pull the shadow card, it pops out 1, 2, 3. There we go. Wheel of Fortune. So even your shadow card is a good one. And I think that happened in the Sagittarius reading as well. The wheel could represent sudden change, okay? And we kind of see it here on the back end that that's a big possibility for a portion of you. Maybe there has been a sudden change or a shocking change you've recently gone through, and that's okay. But remember, the Wheel of Fortune, at least in my opinion, aside from things shifting quickly, is my card of good luck charms, okay? Like luck being on your side, things changing in your favor. So once again, even the shadow card is claimable. And I'm getting this other feeling that we saw within the reading itself. We're looking at a big spectrum of time. We're not just looking at this week. We had a card of the past, we have a card of the future, now we have the karmic cycle of life. So there is something linked to the whole life's journey here in this week's energy for you. And it's looking good, Gemini, so I really like it. But yeah, my friends, that's what I have for you this week. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details, the December subscriber surprise. If you got your name in for the November subscriber surprise, the winners will be announced after this week's Fire and Air readings. But for December, I'll be giving away 3 copies of the beautiful Tarot of the Owls. It's one of my favorite new decks out there, and it's really enjoyable to work with. So if you'd like to get your name in for that, it's 2 simple things. As always, my friends, first, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, what do you think tarot is best used for? Is it for looking at love situations, the past, the future, energy checks? Whatever it is, you drop your answer down in the comments below. And as always, the winners will be announced at random at the end of December. My friends, as always, much love to you, and I'll see you next time.